A short little segment. I'll probably throw this in the bull bar video, but what I've done is and our friends at Off-Grid Engineering make this nice little auxiliary battery mount. So that is the secondary battery that's 650 cold cranking amps that will be used to basically, I'll feed probably the audio system, the winch, and all of the accessory lighting off of this particular device, and maybe even long-term an air compressor. So, but I've got this installed. So next is going to be wiring in the solenoid that switches between the two charging systems between the two batteries. And then there's the primary over there, and then the second one I just slotted right back in this little area right here. Pretty nice little setup. Okay. Got the secondary battery installed back there, and now we have to put in it's a split charger by a company named National Luna. And so basically what happens is you know, the alternator is still charging the primary battery. So after you fire the primary battery up, it runs for about 15 minutes charging that from its initial crank. Then it flips over to that battery and basically tops it off or whatever it needs to do, and then from that point it kind of alternates between charging that one and charging that one. That way you don't have to have another alternator, right? And then it's got this nifty little control box here that I get to put inside of the rig that kind of gives me the voltages and how everything's running. So anyway, just saw this online and thought, man, that's got to be the cat's meow. So that's what we're installing next. Okay, continue on to the electrical update section. You know, obviously we're still got to put the split battery system in, but I can't find a place for the solenoid under the hood. So I figured I better go ahead and put the busman in. So this is basically the fuse box assembly for all of the accessories I'm putting in, with a marine grade negative bus bar. And it's shipped with this nice little bracket. And if you have a standard stock 4Runner, this little box you mount down in here on top of that bolt, and your box sets right here. Unfortunately, this is not stock anymore because I've got the supercharger installed. So now we have this new piece, and we don't have the hole for that anymore. So now what I'm going to do is I got to figure out where I'm going to mount this thing. So that's the next challenge. Figured this is a good time for a video break. So I ended up installing the solenoid here on the fender pane. Drilled 2 holes there. I'm coming off of here and going to the main battery with this guy. It's going to go through here. There's a 100 amp fuse between those two. Come around and go back to the battery. So it's quite an arduous process. I mean, I'm sitting here building cables as I go, so we'll see what happens. Okay, so it's gonna be a little loud because I got the engine on, but I'm gonna show you this stuff. The dual battery setup is done. So, you know, I've used wire looms and cut around 100 amp inline fuse. There's the solenoid that will switch between the two. Right now you'll see the green light is flashing, which means it's charging the primary battery for about 5 minutes because I just started the vehicle. And then I route it around with wire loom all the way over to here. And we have the negative going to the main battery, and then this positive going through that 100 amp fuse right there, and then routing back to the solenoid. So essentially what will happen, you start the vehicle, charges the primary battery for 5 minutes. When that's charged, it flips the solenoid on and it begins to charge this one until it tops off. Then it's got this really cool little display unit here that will show you what the primary battery voltages are, and then the secondary. So you can see right now the primary is 100%, but it's still charging because we just fired up the vehicle. And then once that flips over, then this one, even though it's 100%, will, if it needs to do a trickle charge, it will charge up here. But this is a little handheld remote control deal that I'm going to have to install somewhere in the vehicle. It's recessed, so that's kind of cool, but I don't know where in the heck I'm going to install this. I've looked all through the vehicle, so stay tuned on that. But successful job. Things are looking great. Next step is going to be putting in this friggin' bus bar here, which I have no idea where I'm going to put that.